I'm going to kind of touch on some of the main scams that we see, the ones that I've been investigating the most. Number one is going to be the gift card scams. Mainly because that gets associated with a lot of these other types of scams, and some of those handouts that are available on the back table, available from the banks and the police department for anybody that would like those as well. They kind of cover a lot of these more in-depth, but a lot of them all kind of resort back to these gift card scams because that's an easy way that a scammer can get money. They ask for the gift card number over the phone, and then as soon as you scratch off that code on the back and give it to them, that money's gone. So you pay real money, you pay cash, you pay with your credit card, whatever, buy these gift cards, and then they take it from that gift card. It's tough to track because if they're buying that online, it doesn't show what store it came from. It shows that this charge from Home Depot came from here. Some of this product is being shipped from Kansas, this product is being shipped from California, and there's not a way to really track that stuff. Yeah, a lot of these kind of initiate from the phone. Whether it's they start with a phone call or they start with an email that works its way into a phone call. A lot of times these scammers will identify themselves as someone they're not. They say that they're with a tech support company, they're with a bank, with a credit bureau, something. They say, hey, we see your information here, we see a red flag here. You need to get this remedied immediately, and we can do that for you, but you need to pay us to do that, and we take payment in a $500 Home Depot gift card, a Target gift card, or something like that. So they go and create these whole elaborate stories that a lot of times they sound very legitimate, but that red flag is how they want you to pay. No police department is going to take money for a warrant by gift cards. No, banks aren't going to accept a Target gift card as payment. So if anyone is ever asking you to pay for something in a gift card, it's not legitimate. So they'll use certain words like, we need to clear you, your name has been brought up here, I can get rid of this problem for you. So they create some problem that's not actually there. They try to create that paranoia, make you be fearful of something that's not actually happening. And these guys are the ones that are super persistent. They stay on the phone with you, they won't let you hang up. These are the ones that if you hang up on them, you get phone call after phone call after phone call, these nonstop until they finally give up. Another big one that we've been seeing quite a bit is some tech support scams. And these are more your hackers. These will normally start by an email. You get an email coming to your inbox. It could be something that looks legitimate, and then within that email is a link that you click. You click on that link, and then it starts to install a program onto your computer that gives a hacker access to your computer. And once they're in there, if you save your passwords onto your computer, they can log into your internet banking, find all this information. Anything that you think is normally secure on your computer, you could have given them access to it by clicking a link and not even realizing it. It may not even be something that pops up as a window that you see, but you click on this link and it runs through the computer, grants permission, then installs it, and then it gives this hacker all access to your computer without you ever even knowing. So the other big part of that too that I want to touch on, if you think your computer has been compromised, it's always a really good idea, and I always recommend this to everybody, to get that computer professionally cleaned. If you've been a victim of one of these scams here, that someone's gained access to your computer through that link that maybe you can't even see, who knows what all they've installed on there. So I always tell people, if you've got Best Buy protection, a trusted computer company nearby, unplug your device. Don't even let it turn back on. Immediately unplug it, take it there. Let them know, hey, I've been a victim of a scam. I need to have this clean to make sure that no one still has access to any of your personal information after that. Because a lot of these times they will use that information once they get into your computer, and I've seen a lot of them logging into online banking, and they use that to wire themselves money, wire to someone else, or this is another way that they can kind of get in and start that, open that conversation with these gift card scams.
Just
But
to add, piggyback on what Hayden said too, those are the times if you do know that happens, contact the bank immediately. Because they can get access to your online banking. I believe another term for it is mirror screening, so they can see behind the scenes, they can see your passwords. So that is the time that you would want to contact us immediately so that we could freeze those accounts and disconnect all of your online banking. We can go into more of that later when we get into the banking part of it, but I just wanted to add that.
Yep. So one time I'm going to hammer home, bring back my big point of gift cards are only for gifts. If someone has put a program onto your computer that says, hey, we'll get rid of this for you, but you have to pay us in gift cards, then you know that's a scam. No legitimate tech support company will ask for payment from someone else's gift cards. Some of these other ones, dating scams, we've actually been seeing this quite a bit online. They start online and then it gets to be, you meet somebody online, they say, hey, I'm from out of the country or out of the state, I really want to come and see you. Can you give me your credit card information so I can buy a plane ticket, so I can do whatever? They act like they're your best friend, they act like they're your new love, and then they have all of your personal information to do with what they please. And then very quickly they drain bank accounts. So these points in blue on these next coming slides, these are just kind of some simple tips what you can do to keep yourself safe and avoid getting into these predicaments here. So it's just simple enough. Don't give money to someone you don't know. I mean, if you don't know this person, you haven't actually met them in person, they could be totally fake online. So if you aren't 100% sure who they are, don't give them that money. Prize games, another one we see a lot. I remember seeing that a lot more a few years prior. Like Facebook had that all the time where it would pop up an ad saying, you've won your whatever number person to visit this page, so click this link and then we'll ship you a prize. And it's either you click this link and it installs that bad program on your computer, or they go through and say, oh, you just have to pay the shipping for this $1,000 prize, and then you enter your credit card information and it looks like you're paying for shipping, but you're just giving a scammer all of your information. A lot of these, sometimes it can be a phone call, an email. Either way, it starts with if someone wants to give you something, but they're going to require a fee to deliver it. That's a pretty good indicator that it's the scam here. Another thing is you can ask yourself, did you sign up for any contests? I mean, a lot of these times you're not going to be a winner of a contest you didn't sign up for. So if you get a phone call out of the blue saying, hey, you've won, well, I didn't sign up for anything, I shouldn't have won anything. Just something to kind of slow down and think about. Healthcare scams is another one that we've been seeing a little bit more of. A lot of these will kind of start on the phone. It sounds like a telemarketer is trying to upsell you on a new insurance program or saying you lack coverage. Or, I mean, they might sound like they're official, a government agent, acting on behalf of Medicare or something like that. And these are the ones that are going to try to get your personal information, and we typically don't see these asking for money like the gift cards. They're more trying to get your personal information to use your credit, to open accounts in your name, to just apply for credit cards, max them out, do all sorts of devious stuff to your credit score here without you knowing. If you get these phone calls, you get any of these messages, again, take your time, look into it. Ask a friend, hey, have you heard of this? You can look it up. Yes?
What, the Medicare scam, I get those calls all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know if I had the old paper card or the plastic card.
Sure.
And then they want my number. Well, I stop right there.
Yep.
But what can they do with your Medicare number?
So it depends. I've seen it before where if they get your information, then they'll call back and to Medicare saying they're you, and then they will impersonate you and say, hey, actually, I forgot this number, can you tell me what it is, or I got this, and then they gain access to your information by pretending they're you. They start with your member number, they call in. So I like that idea. Hang up if you get it. You can always call Medicare's number is 1-800-MEDICARE. Call that back, say, hey, I'm returning a phone call on this is what we were talking about. If that agent, the 1-800 number, says I have no idea what you're talking about, it's a good indication that, okay, this person that was calling me before wasn't real, and then you can ignore that from there. One of the last things I'm going to touch on is imposter scams, and that's another kind of all-encompassing one. Kind of fits those broad categories, and this gets used for everything. If someone is pretending to be who they aren't, or someone that they're not, it kind of gets qualified under these imposter scams. So a lot of these, they start by phone or email. This one is a lot I've seen going around where people say they're a police officer, they're a federal agent, there's a warrant out for your arrest, and you need to pay money over the phone to get that warrant cleared up right away. So I can tell you, I've been in this career field for a few years, never been able to clear warrants like that. So if someone calls you and says, hey, you got a warrant, pretty likely that you don't. If you got a warrant, I'm going to come knocking on your door and put you in handcuffs. We don't clear that over the phone like that. There's actually a scam going around not that long ago, back when Sheriff Mahoney was, before he had retired, that a college student had reported, hey, I got a phone call, they said they were Sheriff Mahoney and that I had warrants, and he said that I had to pay him a bunch of gift cards to get this warrant taken away. So a college kid downtown at UW lost a couple $1,000s to the sheriff to clear up a warrant, which, again, looking back at it, yeah, pretty obvious to us that that's not real, but again, if it sounds official, there could have been a fair enough reason to believe that. So the blue point on the bottom here, police will never get your information, won't ever ask anything over the phone to clear up a warrant. IRS isn't going to collect money over the phone for a warrant. It's going to be a lot more official and slow as always, as the IRS always is. And they aren't going to take gift cards to clear up any back taxes.